For today's lesson and tip, we're going to do stretch in the home machine, but a thinner fabric. So this is the stretch that I have. I have a dress, and actually this does not behave well inside the cover stitch machine. It is a nightmare. So we apply the same theory that we did to the thicker stretch fabrics.
Cool.
We change the tension of our presser foot to between 1 and 0, whatever glides easiest, so that this foot doesn't make as much pressure. Another foot that is very good to use if you don't have a tension for the presser foot is a nylon foot. So nylon foot looks like this. And it's actually very slippery, and it allows, if you notice, it has a little bit of grip. So it allows for the fabric to grip but slide across. So this is a very good foot. For my machine, because I can adjust the tension, I don't need this. Some machines also have, when you do a buttonhole, they have a button either in the front or in the back to actually lower the feed dogs completely. The problem with lowering the feed dogs completely is you do need the fabric to feed through, just not very much. You don't need as much pressure. So you need to be careful when you lower the feed dogs completely, because now you've lost the ability to move the fabric through the machine. So now I'm going to sew this. I take this. It kind of rolls by itself, which is very nice. Not good when using a cover stitch. And you kind of guide it through, and you just go slow, and you go through. Now I am using, as I had said before, a zigzag stitch. So let me show you how I set my settings. I use a zigzag stitch with a width of 0.1, or the lowest your machine will go, and the length of 4. That would be the length that I use. And so what happens is that I feed it carefully, and I do take my time with it. And I end up with a stitch that looks like a straight stitch, but as you can see, it stretches along with the fabric. Now a ballpoint needle is also used. The ballpoint needle prevents this. I don't have one in my machine, and this is what ends up happening when you don't use a ballpoint needle. It'll skip. So using a ballpoint needle will prevent this skipping. So those are the tips and tricks. Again, we'll review a zigzag stitch at a 0.1 width with a 4 length, and either a nylon foot or lower the pressure of your foot. That's today's tip.